cannot stop me. I'ma make it to the top spicy. Call it covenant, not cocky. You cannot break me. This world's mine for the taking. Got an itch, man, I'm making. Oh.
A lot of the mid options were removed earlier, and apparently they don't need that much time to think it over. They're not going to be able to kill him this time. And actually, okay, Catyou gets pulled back in, and there's that timing you were talking about, ET. The axes have to be a little bit delayed, but it is still enough to find the kill.
Yep.
Yeah, for now, at least it's going okay. Top lane, though, not so much. Mooz, stunned up inside the acid spray. He will be taken down. Speed now getting pushed back. Turns around for the axes. Not enough damage for the kill. At the same time, over in the bottom lane, the fighting really starting to ramp up a little bit as Oscar actually goes down again. And now Sladen, is he going to be okay? With the wind run, there's not any right-click damage coming out onto him, and he will survive. But that's Oscar dead twice now in this lane, and honestly, I feel like if he doesn't go after the pressure, if he just sits back and takes his farm, there's not a whole lot they can do to him. It's when he tries to get aggressive and takes multiple dual breaths that he gets into trouble. As DNM, speaking of trouble, did get hit up by that shackle shot. Now the power shot comes in to take him down under the tower, and AB1 is going to turn around for the DOT onto Sladen. Kit's coming in with the haste rune, should be able to finish it off, but he wants a little bit more. They're going for the hook. They pull Oscar out of the trees. He does have Dismember. He hit level 6. They're going to be able to clean up both kills. And now Sebas is here too. Both the mid laners rotate in, ET, and the Dream Coil, that's going to be hard to pull off. But over on the other side, the fighting continues. Kit still didn't leave. He goes back in. They take Sladen out. That is a missed point-blank hook onto Oscar, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but they found another pick. Kits is really starting to get active here, 3-0, and do they go back in? Yeah, they do. Dream Coil is going to be deployed. Now the backup has to TP forward. Kits is just trying to hold his ground. Can he survive? That's a very nice Ice Path out from AB1, actually locking some heroes down. The power shot will miss. Sladen dies, and Sebas, is he going to get it? There we go. The Illusory Orb will get the job done. Does he jump away? Yes, he does. He should be all right to make his way out of here, and while all that goes down,
his inventory, that would have been just absolutely terrible, and now the play on Oscar doesn't connect too quickly, but he will just eat him. He will get his eat canceled, but this might be enough damage. Kids needs to be careful, though, in DNM.
Oh,
okay.
No. Okay, AB1, he's going to finish the job at least, but okay, never mind. That was for the rune. Thought he was looking for the hook play for the initiation, but now Sladen wants to initiate. Shackle shot connecting onto AB1. They're going to hit him up with the silence as well, and the orb will finish the kill. So AB1 does get punished in the end. 2-for-1 trade, and yeah, if you're Infamous, you're okay with that. Oscar was already kind of a little bit lower on the totem pole in terms of his net worth, so you're able to trade him for a support and the opposing carry.
But
oh boy.
No. Yeah.
Just a very aggressive roar. And Catyou, I mean, this is how he got picked off the last time, so to a certain extent, you kind of feel like he would have learned his lesson there. But he goes back in for the same play, gets taken down, but over on the other side of the map, the Doom applied to DNM. They will take him down again. This time, there isn't really much of... Okay, never mind. There might still be a trade, because Oscar's in some trouble. Shackle shot comes in, but he's just taking too much damage. Oscar will fall. Kits does not have hook for 8, so they're not going to be able to chase any further, but
you have been forced into a pretty awful position, and with that death, you certainly ruin a good portion of DNM's game, as AB1 gets taken down as well, but I guess
you would look to be your playmaker in the Doom, obviously isn't going to be able to do so, and the rest of the team is getting jumped in on here as Catyou.
Margin part. They want to wait for either his BKB or his Blink Dagger after his 1 damage item, but the eat comes through, and that's a pretty darn easy kill onto Sladen, and Kits is just continuing to make small plays, but plays and picks that end up working more often than not. And with an Arcane Rune, he's got the eat back up pretty much immediately.
These tanky heroes on the 5-Rat side. And speaking of 5-Rat, they're looking for a bit of a fight here. That's a nice Gale Force in from Sladen that's going to disrupt a little bit of it, but it doesn't actually stop the Dismember cast. Sebas still gets locked down, taken out. Sladen then gets hooked back in, and yeah, just by virtue of being out, but you still need more from the rest of the lineup as Catyou, well, he's making him work for it, that's for sure, but there's not a whole lot you can do in that circumstance. Doesn't even really have a force.
Valuable. They do see AB1, and they'll try to get a quick pick here, but
nope. Hits is in, and then they use the Shackle on the Jakiro as well, so there's not the immediate cancel. It looks like, though, well, never mind. I was going to say Sebas can get away. He can get away from the Dismember, but the Ice Path is thrown out directly under his...
Allow 5-Rat to steamroll your buildings, even though Sladen, gonna pop the smoke, might just be your dead hero. You know, Sebas.
Okay. Sebas was able to sort of cancel things a little bit there. Sladen is still going down, but if they trade him for kits, well, they trade him for Aegis. But I don't know if they have the means to try and go back in. Sebas has Dream Coil, but once he sees how many heroes are here, doesn't want to be involved in this. They're just going to back it off. Hook, not really all that close. And it probably could have been, but now they need to take another fight, and they need to make sure that they don't lose speed right away. That's a bit of a problem. Speed already dead. And now they're in onto kits. They hit him up with the Doom. They lock down the kill. Starting to look a little bit rough. AB1's going to try to make some sort of escape here, but he's a Jakiro, so not exactly very fast, and they will take him down. That's a third kill on the board.
He's going to die.
He's got BKB. Actually, I mean, there's nothing Lifestealer can do to cancel it, so he could just try and TP right now, and he should be fine. Okay. Cool. Now they're going to eventually start turning this one around. They jump in onto Mooz, so they were just trying to bait out another kill. But yeah, that's a problem. Kids comes in, Dismember cancels immediately, though. Silence does come in from the puck, and that weird 1v1 fight is going to turn into an actual engagement here that, of course, will cost Catyou his life, because Catyou has to die. He always has to die. It's just the way of the world.
It's all about the vision here, and
Catyou.
it's where, on the low ground, yep.
That was dangerous. They're going to go in, though. They get the Dream Call, and the Gale is actually going to force the snap, but DNM and Kits, yeah, they get the Infest Bomb down. They'll take out Sebas, so now a lot of the damage has to come from Catyou, but he's going to get hit up by the Roar. He is out of the fight for now, as Catyou is going to get taken down, and now Uralk is fighting by himself. A Doom was applied onto the Pudge, but Catyou has to actually chase after him looking for the damage. He does manage to get off that very nice unstable concoction. That will allow them to finish the job. The problem is the Alc had to lay everything out to chase that, so he loses all of his health, and now Sladen's going to get cleaned up too. They just wait for the Wind Run to run out. They hit him with the Bushwhack. Guaranteed the Aegis here.
Yeah, and it's one of those situations where I wish I had a replay, because looking at it, what caught Sebas, I feel like it was just the Roar, the plain old Roar, but it was a perfect setup from them. They hit a 3-man Hoof Stomp, well, I guess technically Hoof Stomp, War Stomp. They hit a 3-man or 2-man Shackle, they hit a 3-man Coil. Everything lands, but because they lose Sebas so early on into the fight, it doesn't matter. They had all 3 high ground wards in that situation around the pit. That was Infamous doing everything they could to give them the best on this mid wave.
Okay, well,
This is on Catyou, so now, they know where the Pudge is. Still cutting in. Sladen is looking for supports.
Ooh, Shackle's going to get dodged now. He's in trouble. Lockdown taken out right away. Catyou's going to force it. This is not a good idea, though. Oscar gets stunned up. The Doom does come out, but it doesn't really hit anything. And there's that Lincoln Sphere. And, well, Sladen has a buyback. Oscar does not. So this high ground defense is, let's not say impossible, ET, but it seems unlikely.
It's another lane. It's where Sladen has to make sure that these creep waves actually die, and somebody has to go top right now, because you can't defend these racks, but if they're just able to swing for that top tier 3, well, it's doomsday situation, but it's too late. Onto the final tier 3.
Meanwhile, Mooz just solo killed Sebas. That's just a straight up disaster. Sebas is the lone member of Infamous who has his buyback, but oh, okay, that makes a little more sense. He's got an E-Blade on Mooz. I was wondering how in the world he has the damage output for that, but E-Blade into Sharpshooter kind of makes sense.
Other waves, the pressure's going to come in. DNM with another Rage is just going to walk and get more free damage on the racks, and you've got one building left. There's no glyph. All this damage is going to be felt. It's DNM. The Doom.
They're able to get through that defense, but yeah, there's where Kits makes his play. He's able to get in. You may have doomed my teammate, but you can't stop me from eating him. And now they're going to go back in. Kits pushes forward. They take down Oscar again. Kataro's taken out as well, and there's no buyback on Oscar still. There is one on Catyou, but by the time he's back in, they've already lost Catyou. Catyou, though, popping a buyback as well. All hands on deck here for Infamous, but the Megas have been acquired. And even if they take a fight right now, ET, they have no Dream Coil, they have no Doom. They gotta try, though, right? I mean, losing tier 4s.
They're not gonna give up. And Speed getting caught. He still has BKB, though. That's the problem. They just use so little top. And sure, getting closer. Might need to dodge Catyou's stun, but then Catyou stuns himself, and now Sebas is able to blink out of that one. But yeah, had to blink forward, and now you're gonna get a buyback out of the puck.
Yep, there it is. Sebas has to commit it. All buybacks either unavailable by time or money, as the hook is going to connect. They get Sladen. He's able to force staff himself away, though, so he is going to survive, and now Catyou He wants to try and push back in. Unstable Concoction, any targets? No. Speed had BKB'd already, so he's going to self-stun. And they need to go for someone, but Sebas jumps the gun. He gets roared as soon as he initiates. That is a dieback from the puck, and they just can't kill anybody, AT. They get someone low. Kits just eats them and walks away. They start to heal up. Now they're going to pop back out again, and yeah, this really has to be the end. The GG will be called. Infamous will concede defeat, and 5Rat, they come in here, ET, they get the 2-0. Now they have to sit back and watch the rest of today's games play out, but they have done everything that they could have possibly done.